Alright guys, welcome to the channel. We've got a video here that is, I think, of great importance, and what I've been thinking about trying to do for quite a while now, but ultimately it is the world of digital multimeters. And if you're working on anything electrical, be it your house, be it automotive, be it anything technical, computers, you name it, multimeters are going to be your best friend for those items. Now, I'm not coming to be the end-all, know-all of multimeters. I am not an electrician. I am not a guy who puts together computers on a regular basis. There's going to be people out there going to have a very strong knowledge of these. But my point of these is I want to show you guys what's available out there. What might you be interested in based on what you work on, and ultimately if it's worth your time. So I think it is, but let's dive in here. We'll go through each one of these, explain kind of the pluses and minuses, or why you might choose one over the other, as well as the price ranges, because you might be just a little bit surprised. Let's get at it. First off, I've got this Kaiweets here in this box. We'll show you guys the back real quick. It is made in China. You can see here, it comes in a pretty chintzy little box. Here are some part numbers for you too. Kaiweets Smart Multimeter, and it is made in China. And here it is on the front as well as this part number, the KM601s. They do have a newer version of this as well too, but they're very basic and similar in their design. But we'll talk more about that there in just a bit. Now it does come in a semi-hard case. Like there is some stiffness to this, and it's a nylon pouch with a handhold here, so not bad. We'll go ahead and open it on up inside. And well organized throughout. You got everything sitting inside this pouch with elastic holding it together. Here's your leads. We'll take a quick look at those real quick. You're going to see multiple leads here, positive, negative. And these are nice because they actually go on at a 90 degree, so you're not going to be messing up those leads easy at all. Alright, we'll dive into that in just a minute. This one also does have this chargeable cord, so you do not want to lose this because this is very proprietary, at least for the most part for this unit. But this is a chargeable unit. So the battery for this is going to be a 1200 milliamp battery. So it's rechargeable. You use this rechargeable cord to do it with. Now here's some additional leads. I don't typically use these that often, but these are going to be, I think, your temperature. So you actually put it in like a liquid or put it in an area and measure temperature with this device. So that's actually kind of a neat little additional option. And we'll pull out the unit here itself. So there you have it. Kaiweets KM601s. Now what this unit claims to do, and if you hop on Amazon, this is literally the spiel that they give you. It claims that it is a digital multimeter with 10,000 count TRMS, auto ranging, rechargeable, smart multimeter, color LCD screen, voltmeter, and it'll measure voltage, current, resistance, continuity, capacitance, and frequency. So let's look at the exterior. This is going to be a rubber overmold. That's actually nice. I was expecting it to be like a harder plastic like ABS or such. There's your DC 5 volts in. So it's going to be this rechargeable cord that we have here. It's pretty sloppy going in there and out, but that's okay. You have your power button. We'll hit that in just a second. And that's going to be it for that. On the back side here, you're going to have all your cautions and your inputs, temperature range you could use it in. There, it looks like your serial number. And then you have your LED light here on the back as well, which is going to be a neat little feature. So let's turn it on. Hold down the power button. And on she goes. So it has an auto-functioning setup. Now you can go through and select other items. So voltage. So right now it's gauging between this smart zone here. So voltage, resistance, and this is going to be if it's a continuity test. But you can see the other ranges throughout here too. So if you hold this button down here, it's going to turn on the LED. It's actually a spot LED light for the back side. And you can cycle your min max, hold, readout, and then down the bottom here you can see where you'll actually tie it in for each one, for amperage, milliamperage, your COM and your input. And here's your auto function. So DC, ohms. And this is going to be I believe this is the continuity test on this one. And you just cycle through each of the functions. So, nice little heads up readout display. And then back to auto. So we'll test it out here real quick. Leads also have a removable section here. So if you need to get down deep, you can actually pull off these little extra covers, but it's nice that they offer these to give you that added protection so you're not trying to short out things. So we're in auto. Got our leads tied in. We're just going to touch it real quick. So it's going to give us that audible. Notice that there is very minimal resistance, and that makes sense because we're touching metal to metal. And that's going to be super helpful. Let's say you're tracing down something. You got a wire like this, and you want to see if it is cut somewhere along that line, or if it's just, maybe it's been burned out. In this case, we're going to try to test to see if this has continuity throughout the line. I don't know if you've ever had it before, guys, but a line will break in between, or maybe it'll get hot and it'll actually lose its ability to transfer electricity through it. So in this case, we're just going to test real quick. Right, we've got it sitting in that one lead. And we're just going to test inside the line. Perfect. That audible sound is letting us know that there is continuity throughout the line. Another great thing to do too is maybe we want to test batteries. You want to see what that voltage looks like. If you got low voltage, car battery, you name it. Put that on here. We're looking at 1.5 volts. The point of that is, and here we'll do another one. This is going to be a higher voltage battery. Yeah, 1.7 volts. So that's a pretty neat feature, having the auto. Again, you could cycle through this and try out the various other options. It's a good portable size. You can fit this in your pocket fairly easy, and it doesn't take up that much space. A lot of LCD readout here, which is nice. I mean, if you like that, it looks like it's pretty, I mean, we're pushing on the screen. Looks like it's pretty resilient. So not bad. It has a protective cover on it temporarily. But, I mean, as far as functionality, it's going to do a lot of things, and it also mentions within it it's equipped with a double fuse, anti-burn, and overload protection. So if for whatever reason you're in a position where you get electrocuted or damage this unit, it has those fail-safes built within. So all in all, good unit, and pricing-wise is right now around $45 for this whole setup. So multimeters aren't that expensive, especially when they're the Chinese ones. All right, that's this unit. Let's take a look at another one. All right, so next up is going to be this Aneng. It is the 613, and it's their multimeter as well. And it's going to measure much of all the same things, right, guys? AC/DC, diode testing, milliampere, hertz measurements, on-off beep, capacitance, resistance, and voltage. Now, their unit, a nice little caution there. Again, it's made in China. And it is, again, the 613 Red US is the specific unit. So let's take a look inside. So much like the Kaiweets, inside here we have a nylon case that everything's kind of stored in. There is no name on it. It does feel very much on the, less expensive side of things. And it's very much a soft case. So here's all of your leads. You got some alligator clips inside there that looks like they thread in. You can see it's your other leads here with threads on the back side. So I imagine they want us just to thread those in. I'll go ahead and pop these open and we'll show you guys if you want to do that. Oh, here's your traditional leads, which is nice to see. These are straight on, 180 degrees. I like the 90 ones better. They do have the removable tips. And it looks like it is, that's kind of weird, pulls through as well. So maybe you could pull those through. I don't know if that's intended or not. These are nice rubber. This is much more the harder plastics. Okay. Got your batteries. I don't know about you guys, but I don't ever use these batteries that come from China. These tend to last a very short period, maybe one season, and then they basically melt inside of your electronics. Buy quality batteries. Chuck those, put quality batteries in. Then here's the handheld unit itself. Very small, very light. Okay. It's got a kickstand. I don't know if I showed you really on the Kaiweets, but the Kaiweets has a kickstand too, so you could actually have it stay in place. So this looks like it has a kickstand as well. Let me crack this open. Let's see. Are these instructions here too? Yeah, that's not in English. Absolutely none of that's in English. Okay. Well, we're on our own. We'll figure this out. I'm going to say, even just starting off, it's telling me to put AA batteries inside there. They literally give me AAAs. And AAAs are what fit inside there. Great start. Okay, so a walk around on this is... Oh, whoa, there's buttons on the back. Okay, so there's auto. There's Fahrenheit Celsius trade over. Looks like is this a light? Backlight maybe? High? Yeah, backlight, okay. You could select. Now it does show you your COM ports over here and your amperage input. Calendar, clock, okay. Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, even quality-wise, on the cheaper side. Oof. Oof, that's gritty. I don't like that. Oh. I mean, I like that it's small and compact, that you could put it in your pocket really easy. But, I mean, it's not very faith-inspiring, that's for sure. Here's your leads. Let's just go ahead and give it a little quick... Oh my gosh, it did it again. Hold it right straight through. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Touch your leads together. That shows continuity. Much like, again, we'll do it here. If you put it inside, it could lock itself in place. I could touch the leads. Shows I'm getting full continuity. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and test voltage. .743. That was pretty close to the last one, I think. So we're okay there. Let's turn on these batteries. 1.5, 1.3, 1.5. Okay, so it's reading like it should. Now this one claims that it does 4,000 counts voltage. It's auto-ranging TRMS voltage meter. And it does have this large LCD screen that you can see here. And it does do the diode continuity and capacitance and temperature testing. It does have a couple extra, alligator clips and leads that you could use on here. But I think all in all, as far as durability, this one doesn't quite stack up to the Kaiweets. Then you ask yourself, where do you find this pricing wise? Well, Amazon's where you're going to find it. They're going to be $30 for this. So 30 versus 45-ish. This one kind of bounces around between 45 and 50 range. But you can get into a very inexpensive unit here. Now, I would say if you're jumping into one of these, I'd say cost-wise is obviously always a factor. But I do like some of the features of this more. Now, not to say that Aneng won't be updating this, because I think there is even a... Yes, there looks like there's even a new version coming out of this. So we'll see what they come out with to up their game. But not a bad one. I mean, for very little bucks to get into a small investment, it works. It's got a little kickstand too. I mean, it looks like it does its job. Now, do I love certain things about it? I don't love how these tie in here. I don't like the overall super light plasticky feel. But if this is going to sit somewhere where it's not going to get beat around, I think you'll be okay. But if you plan on moving with it consistently, then you may break off these leads and you may damage the case on here. So that's it for Aneng. I think I'm good for it for now. I'm going to go ahead and let's jump into these little small testers you see here, the little pin testers, because those are unique in themselves. Let's take a look. So we finished up with this Aneng. This is the 613, and I've actually had this sitting for quite some time now. I wanted to see if it would shut off on its own, and as far as I can tell, there's no way of shutting it off. So it's going to keep running and giving me the date, looks like the time, and a temperature readout all while it sits there. So keep that in mind if you're worried about it burning up batteries. It's going to keep running as far as I could tell. So, okay, finally, last one we'll look at here is going to be the same company from Aneng, but this is going to be their mini pin multimeter. And you guys can see here, there is your part number on the back, made in China like all of the rest. And let's crack it open. All right, opening it up, you get yourself a user's manual here. It's worth noting that it has very little English. Looks like some basic stuff here towards the back. So there is a little bit of English in there for operations use. Now, we'll look at these attachments you have here. You're going to have your alligator clips. So you're going to be able to put that onto the end of this black lead here. And you're going to have various tips on the end. So it looks like this is like a banana one. This is going to be a fine tip. I believe these are gold plated. Yeah, some additional different tips that you could put on them. Here's an extended reach one. And then this one's got a little bit of a concave end on it there. You guys can see that. So this would be more for like circuit boards. A lot of these would be more for circuit board testing. And then you got this guy too, so you can actually tie him down to something if you wanted to, and then allow it to run the leash from that. But yeah, you get multiple tips here worth using. I actually like that they give you the alligator one here. It's fairly soft and pliable, but we'll give it a run. All right, here's your main lead. Looks like it's about almost 3 feet long. And it is pliable, easily accessible there on the end. See how that alligator clip works? Looks like it fits down inside there. Actually, not too bad. So you can actually clamp on, then run this into your unit. They give you 2 batteries for whatever reason. It only takes 1 battery to run this unit, this pin multimeter. Here's where you put the battery is back here. You see this is part number A3008. Mini Smart Pin Multimeter, True RMS, and 6,000 counts. And it's Aneng. There it is. You put your 1 AAA inside there. It also claims to do phase sequence detection. I have no need for that myself, but some of you guys might want that. And then selecting as you go to jump through each of these for testing diodes, hertz, temperature, you name it. So pretty simple in operation. There's only going to be several buttons here on the top for operation. But you want to take this lead in the tail, like so. And what I like about it is you could basically one-hand use this and do all your readouts based off of one-hand usage. All right, so let's just test right out of the gate with the auto mode. If it's able to. Yep, it's already noting there that it's doing a resistance test. And it's giving us the audible test. That's what we're getting. Let's do a test here on this wire. See how it does with that as well. Perfect. That works just fine. Let's try battery. Perfect, 1.528 on that guy. And then we'll do this larger capacity. .743. So yeah, I mean, it does all that. Of course, you could go in here. You have a hold. You also have a. This is the light. Oh yes, down the end. So if you're working in confined or dark spaces, you can have a little LED light out the front. These additional modes. You have the hold as well, and you can also cruise through auto, DC, AC. There you go. Voltage and temperature. Celsius. And then temperature Fahrenheit. Hertz. Back to auto. So plenty of options with it, and I mean, as far as constructability, it feels like a lighter ABS. It's not super strong or durable. I'm not telling you guys that these are like professional grade whatsoever. These are definitely out of China. But if you're looking to get into the market for something to help you learn how to use these on electronics or automotive or some, there's plenty of technicians in different fields where something like this is nice to have, or just around the house. These are really good tools to have and at a good price. Now this one is even a great price too. I believe it was right around 30 bucks. So between the two, you could get this guy or this guy. Me personally, if I was going to go the cheaper route of the two, I'd probably grab this guy. This one, I don't like that it doesn't shut itself off for whatever reason. And I don't like that the leads aren't as strong here that go into the case. I mean, yeah, the whole construction is not my favorite. Are there better units out there? Yes, guys. You could spend a lot of money. You could spend hundreds of dollars on multimeters, and you could definitely get your money's worth. But most of those are going to be for guys who do this as a specialty or for their job. So by all means, if that's the route you want to go feel free to spend a lot of money. But this is more for you guys who are just getting into it, want to test things. Maybe you're testing out your trailers for your vehicle, lights for that. I mean, that's a very common use. Or you're trying to figure out a circuit on your car. If you're getting ground, if your fuse is broke, you name it. Everyone should have a multimeter. in their garage to use. And so these are a good stepping stone if you're trying to get into it and don't want to break the bank. So let me hear your guys' thoughts. Is there anything here that you like? Or is there something that you'd recommend in place of this? Please share with your group. We're all ears. We all want to hear what you got. I honestly, aside from these, have like a Harbor Freight one that I've used for a long time, and it's worked great. So pick your poison, pick what works best, and enjoy the results. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.